probably going to need to exit that area. Everyone who's in that area is going to get affected by the deployment of the pepper spray. We're all going to get affected by it. That is why you've seen, in my opinion, some decline of using this in the street. Another problem for law enforcement is our primary mission is custody and control. When we deploy pepper spray and we spray somebody, cross-contamination is super, super common. If you use this in a physical encounter, there's a good chance it's going to get on you or it's going to affect you. If I'm in a car and I'm being attacked, and I use it as a self-defense tool in the car. Maybe you're on a date, somebody attacks you, you have pepper spray in your purse, you get it out, you spray it, it's in your car. You're going to need to get out of the car because if you stay in the car, it's going to affect you as well. So understand that. In law enforcement, our primary outcome is custody and control. So we spray a guy, and then we have to go grab that same guy and stay engaged with him. It's very likely it's going to get on me, it's going to get in my car, the trip to jail is going to be miserable. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, you've seen a decline in its use. For a everyday carry use, where I'm out at a park and a guy begins to attack me and I spray him, it's a great tool to spray him and then move and get away from him. However, it's not a magic bullet. Many people think I'm going to spray my bad guy and he's going to go to his knees and we're going to be done and he's going to give up. Every time I've ever deployed this at work, the guy actually has become more angry and he's attacked me with more vigor. Some of the upside of that, so it hasn't had the effect of taking the fight out of someone instantly. Some of the upside is when I've sprayed guys, it's inhibited their vision and it's made it hard for them to see me. Some of the involuntary responses to being sprayed. Your eyes are going to swell, they're going to water. Any kind of mucous membrane area, your mouth, your nose, that this stuff goes in, it's going to produce a reaction. And that reaction is going to be intense burning. It might make the people feel like they can't breathe. If somebody has an oxygen tank hooked up to them, don't be spraying them with pepper spray. That's probably an unwise use of force. You actually shouldn't be fighting that guy. Try to get away from him. He probably can't chase you if he's hooked up to oxygen. Get away from that guy. I'm not going to spray somebody. I'm not going to spray a pregnant person, for example. You need to seek for reasonable force options. But it's a guy who comes up to me. He wants to fight me. He doesn't like me. He thinks I looked at him wrong. I parked in his spot, whatever, and I can get away from him. Pepper spray might assist me in doing that. So I might spray and be able to move. Even though he could attack me and still be aggressive, it will produce sometimes involuntary shutting of the eyes to where he's really a disadvantage to continue his attack, and that's a good point for me to break and move away. If I could get Robert out here, I'm actually not going to spray him even with the inert stuff because it'll get all over him, but I am going to indicate potential target areas. For Robert, in fact, face the camera. Some potential areas are going to be his brow, above his brow, and a back and forth motion, side to side. I'm going to spray him 1 to 3 second burst. There's 3. 1 to 3 second burst, and I'll go side to side because the pepper spray will run down into Robert's eyes at that point. I can also draw an X on Robert's face. I can go here. Another favorite of mine is a circle, a small circle, and I go here. One of the things that people do, so those are all 3 areas I could use. If Robert is wearing glasses at the time of deployment, so some kind of sunglasses, eyeglasses, keep in mind that I don't want to spray right for his eyes because the glasses are actually going to deflect it. It's still going to affect him, but not the way I want it to. I'm going to go certainly above, up into the brow or the hairline if he's wearing some kind of glasses that potentially are going to block the spray. Otherwise, if he's not wearing something, I'm going to X or I'm going to circle personally. Thanks, Ron. Those are my personal favorites. For being close to the eye, this is propelled out. The pepper spray is propelled out by propellant. If you hold this too close to the suspect's eye, you might do permanent eye damage. There's an effect where he'll get small holes punched potentially into his retina, his eyeball. Make certain that if you're using this as a low lethal tool, as an intermediary tool, not a high level force, that I'm 6 to 8 inches off of the suspect's face as I spray him. And I spray him in an X or a circle, 1 to 3 second burst, then I move. Then I displace. I move laterally. I get away from him. Think back to our section on the flashlight where I spray, where I flash in his eyes and I move. You definitely want to be thinking of movement and disengagement if you spray this guy. If you stay engaged after you spray him, you're for sure going to get cross-contaminated. Last thing I'll tell you with pepper spray, you can buy stream, you can buy fog, you can buy foam. Each one of these exists for different law enforcement purposes. I would encourage you as a good overall to buy stream. It's going to come out in a direct stream when you deploy it. Fog is going to come out in a fine mist. If you're outdoors and there's any breeze at all, fog is almost useless. If you're indoor, the foam will actually come out in clumps, and you have to be so close to your adversary. I don't like foam at all because it's highly likely he's going to grab you as you spray him, and then it's going to get all over you. The foam stuff goes everywhere once we start fighting. So I would recommend stream. I would recommend using a 6 to 8 inch cushion, 1 to 3 second burst, and then movement. Use this as a masking agent or an agent that allows you to disengage from your adversary. All right, guys, another everyday self-defense tool that you might not usually think of are going to be pens or heavy-duty pencils. Some of these pencils that my kids get, they're encased in a harder enclosure than those number 2 pencils that we grew up with. And you push and the lead drops down. And you can improvise these as weapon systems as well. So I can use these to stab. I can use these to stab either in the eyes or the arm. Now, if I'm attacking somebody's eyes with a pen like this, or I'm attempting to stab anybody with any object, we're obviously in that highest level of force. We're in a deadly force situation, something where I can clearly articulate that they are doing something to me that's going to cause death or substantial bodily harm for most states. And that means either whatever they're doing to me is likely that I'll die, or that I'll have some kind of permanent injury, permanent disfigurement, something like that. Check your local statutes, your local laws to apply. You can come down to PFC training. We offer use of force training as well. And we base our basic curriculum and class off of Supreme Court case law. So it is somewhat universal around the U.S. However, individual communities